22.3. The introduction of muscle ups. We knew it was coming. Should be a good one. I'll be happy to finish. But once again, let's learn from each other's mistakes and all improve together. Hope you got bar muscle ups because that would be really frustrating. So anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee and get into it. Alrighty, you can see, well, for a start, let's get one thing straight off the bat. My first mistake was not having a shave. I should have had a shave definitely before the workout, considering there's bodyweight movements. I went through this in 21.1. Need to lose all the weight you can, so that's the first mistake. My strategy in this workout was to do 4 sets of 10 for the thrusters, 3 sets of 10 for the toes to bar, and singles for the muscle ups and singles for the chest to bar, which for my level of ability wasn't too bad. And I was also going to finish the thrusters just as many as I could. The thrusters I found were surprisingly difficult. The weight isn't light, it's 45 kilos in the hero division. Once you get that weight up there, you don't want to hang around with your hands up in the sky for very long. As soon as you've got the weight and you finished your rep, start letting that bar come down and do it as a controlled fall. Just let it fall into your shoulders and then carry the momentum down into your squat. Don't try and pause between reps because that would be extremely exhausting considering there's a lot of them. Just so you guys don't fall asleep, I do fast forward sections of this, so you'll notice I walk around a little bit quicker, doing thrusters super fast. That's not because I'm Superman, it's because time's in fast forward, so bear that in mind. So also going on about weight, the weight really doesn't become important until you start doing body weight movements. So I've left the shirt on at the start, which I don't think is such a bad idea. It's going to allow when the bar comes down to something for it to hit and grip onto. When it comes down onto raw skin, it seems to get a bit slippery. You want to avoid that at all costs. So keep the shirt on until the toes to bar. On reflection on my strategy, I don't think 4 sets of 10's such a bad idea with the thrusters. If I was going to redo it, I would continue to do that rep scheme. I suppose that a lot of it is on how your ability and how confident you are at the movement. I wouldn't recommend going the 40 unbroken, even if you were a top level athlete. Just give it at least 2 sets. That way you can have a little bit of a breather between, because you do have a lot of work coming up after the thrusters as well, so bear that in mind. If you can, when you're moving from the thrusters to the toes to bar, just bear in mind your legs might be buggered, but your abs are still fresh. So there's a good opportunity there to not rest in that final set, from that final set of thrusters into the toes to bar. If you can not rest there, you'll make up a little bit of time and you're not going to really suffer too much because your legs are getting a reprieve. It's your abs, you're hitting a fresh muscle group, fresh movement pattern. Minimize the rest in that period. Like you saw, I didn't even have time to take off the shirt. After that first set on the toes to bar, definitely make it as light as possible. Strategies wise, I'm happy with how I went for 3 sets of 10. If you were a bit of a stronger athlete, you could probably go 2 sets of 15. I'd recommend breaking them up into even portions. You just also need to bear in mind that there is a lot of grip work any opportunity to not let your grip go completely, use it. As for the chest to bar, my strategy, obviously 1 rep at a time. I don't think, well, initially it was going to be 2 reps at a time, but coming into the movement, my forearms were gone already just from the toes to bar, and the advantage of just doing a single at a time is you can hit your rep and then drop, and then your hands get just a brief moment to recover in between reps, so it's not getting that built up fatigue. I don't think that was such a bad strategy, considering you don't want to exhaust yourself if you're planning on hitting a few muscle ups later on as well. So not a bad option for me there. I'd like to know your thoughts on that matter. Also, it might have been hard to notice, but that final few reps, I did slow my rate down a fair bit. That wasn't really due to fatigue, that was me trying to just give myself enough time to recover just a little bit before the muscle ups. Because it's the same movement pattern, you want to give yourself a little bit of freshness and a little bit rest up prior to that. Now, before you hit me too hard about the muscle up technique, just bear in mind that I've just done a whole heap of bar work already, so I know that I'm chicken winging it, and my technique is far from perfect, but it was the best I could muster given the circumstances. My goal here was just to get through as many as I could. I didn't know whether I would finish all 10 muscle ups, but I knew that every rep I could get through would make a huge difference on the overall leaderboard, particularly even if I could just get 1 thruster out after the 10 muscle ups. So that was my goal, just get through as many as I can and just fight here. So you can see there's only a couple of minutes left at this point. You just got to hammer as hard as you can, really. And bringing it home, just bear in mind that if you do get up to the thrusters, this is where you just got to empty the tank. Every rep you get from here is going to make a huge difference on that leaderboard. There'll be a lot of people that would just get through that last muscle up and just drop the can, fight through it, fight through the fatigue, and hang in there. So thanks guys for watching that and taking the time. I have torn my hand in that workout, so whether I redo it or not is another question, but yeah, also suffering a little bit of fatigue this week. I'm not sure, I'm just a bit tired, so, but either way, good luck with it, enjoy it, and let me know how you go. I'm excited to hear. Thanks guys, till next time.